interview this week, Honorable Abdullahi Adamu speaks about local government administration in Nigeria. Watch. Honorable Abdullahi Adamu, you're welcome to the program.
It's my pleasure.
Since the inception, really, of democracy in Nigeria, local government administration has become almost non-existent, according to a lot of people. You have been in office for a lot of time now. What is your opinion about this?
I think I have a diverse opinion, different opinion entirely, because basically this used to be the feelings and thinkings of people, that local government is just existing in the sense of imagination of people. But I've come to terms with reality now that this is even the best form of government that you can ever achieve. Because, yeah, really, because it is essentially the government that, you know, is around the people all the time, 24 hours in the whole week. Whoever is the chairman, whoever is the councillor here, or even the principal officers within the local government, they are directly dealing with the people on a daily basis.
Yes, we understand that, but you know, a lot of people believe that in the real sense of the word, we don't see their works, you know, they're not effective. That is why the call for autonomy in the first place.
Well, I must agree with you to some extent. To some extent, it may not be so. For instance, giving an example from where I'm operating now, this is a government that is always around the people, and the people are always around us, right? And this may likely be because there are certain services that are being offered on a daily basis. I may agree with you to the extent of the fact that, yes, in some states where you have this kind of policy that the governors in the state just see the local governments as appendage, as just, you know, mere units or arms of a certain, you know, within the state apparatus. For us here in the Federal Capital Territory, it is, you know, not so, because we do not have such experience at all with our ministry. Every kobo given to the local government comes directly to the local government, and we access it, and it is delivered as, you know, form of service to the people. So in the Federal Capital Territory, we don't experience that. The local government are in operation, full operation, and the people, of course, maybe because of paucity of fund, certain services are not rendered because they may not have, you know, the council may not have opportunity of getting enough resources. But as for the little that is coming, the FCT administration has never, you know, hidden one kobo, you know, for the local governments. But in some states, it happens.
So really, are you in support of the call for local government autonomy?
Of course. Every right-thinking, mindful Nigerian must advocate for, you know, autonomy for the local government. Because like I told you in the first instance, that this is the only government that is close to the people. On daily basis, 24/7, the people are around the government, and the person who either as a councillor or chairman is also living around them. So this must, you know, the government ought to have everything going for it. All right, instead of just maybe giving a peanut, as in the area of what we are seeing in states where the governors control everything.
So how long do you think we really can cope with this if we don't see, if autonomy doesn't see the light of the day?
Sincerely, if local government don't get the autonomy they are requesting for, asking for, then of course the services will also be limited. The people will not get anything out of it. Let me tell you, if I come from one village within Amak today, the man in the village may not even know anything about what is happening at the center there. But he sees the local government chairman, he sees the councillor, and then present his case before him. And if this autonomy is not granted, then paucity of fund will remain the story all the time. And then it means the people will get little service, or even no. And then it will be a continuous, you know, advocacy that local governments are not performing. They can't perform if they don't have resources. And if these resources are also, you know, halted somewhere, then of course the autonomy, the essence of the local government administration is defeated. And that is why the autonomy is, you know, necessary right now, that the people are yearning for change all the time.
So should we say you're in support of fiscal federalism? Fiscal federalism?
Of course, of course. Of course, I'm in support of it. Really. I'm in support of it. Let all the arms of government have, you know, room to operate on their own. You understand? the council should be operational without any hindrance, with nobody, directing unnecessary, giving unnecessary directive to them, meaning the people will be at the disadvantage. So if every arm of government is allowed, to carry out its responsibilities, then the dividends of democracy will be better appreciated.
Is it impossible for local government areas to adequately generate their own revenue internally?
It is not impossible.
So why does it look that way?
I always try to give an example from where I am, because I wouldn't like to talk of others. This is where I'm operating, and I can better say that yes, we have every opportunities to raise and generate our revenue. But unfortunately, there are conflicts here and there. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that so recognizes the existence of the local government. Again, within the federation, again, you have another arms of authorities that are also asking for this same thing that local government has been guaranteed to, to take. For instance, let me give an instance. In the Federal Capital City here, the only council administration we have is this AMAC, right? The Constitution says it is the local government that are supposed to be collectors of what they call tenement rate.
Yes.
Across the 774 local governments, only local governments are entitled to collect tenement rate. But in the state capital, where the governors also, hold sway, you discover that they will not allow such a thing to happen. In the federal capital here, also the city, there are also arms of government that will also wish to say we should be the one to collect this thing because you don't provide such services that are expected, that have been provided by the Federal Capital Territorial Administration. We are not in conflict per se, but the conflict will be that if you are running against the Constitution, then the chairman who presides over these affairs of this area council, knowing fully well that it is his right, won't just sit aloof and just watch. I was
going to come to the issue of tenement rate, because I mean, the High Court declared it illegal. Here you are saying nobody should pay attention to that. On the other hand, you have resumed collection of tenement rate. So which are we supposed to take?
The citizens must also be alive to their responsibility. One, you will agree with me that Nigerians are tax unfriendly. Two, but the Constitution is clear, has clearly defined that it is local government's responsibility to collect tenement rate. In that regard, it means whether you will wish to pay or you may not wish to pay because of our conduct, you must also respect the Constitution. And therefore, if, like I told you, the local government domiciled in the capital city here, that is AMAC, is expected to be the authority that collects tenement rate. Unfortunately, like I also said, there are conflicts here and there. These conflicts are gray areas, and we're trying everything possible to resolve them amicably between the FCT administration and the federal, the tax board, where they are expected to be the one to release kind of taxes that are supposed to be collected by authorities. So here, yes, conflicts have been noted, but the gray areas are also being sorted out. The Constitution, sorry, the court judgment that says you do not have the right to collect is also an aberration. Yeah, it's an aberration because the Constitution defines the courts itself. And so every well-meaning court must be fair to the Constitution by allowing the right thing to be done. You don't just go to, to the public to declare collection of tenement rate by local governments is unconstitutional. When you also know that it is the Constitution that puts you there, you don't just create issues out of none. Therefore, it is expected that yes, we heard of such judgment, we appealed against it. There have also been a superior judgment, of course, that say it is only local government that must collect a tenement. So if another high court come to say you don't have the right to collect, we refer them to that judgment of the superior court. And also let them know that the local government is not a creation of itself, it is a creation of the Constitution, and therefore it must be respected. All
right, thank you, Honorable Abdullahi Adamu. Thank you for your thoughts on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much, Gloria. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your emails and tweets as always. Keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuki. See you again.